Yeah, just the medium brown. It's a nice color, but there's no hands.
Yeah, that sucks.
So,
God.
yeah, they got a couple new faces in there that I would have, really liked to have used, but, I can't make the character wearing gloves. That wouldn't make any sense for the scene. His hands would be out. He's in his PJs.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't make any sense. Welcome back to the Just for Clicks podcast. It's Forrest and
Alyssa.
nice. Any pressing events from any follow up from last week or things you want to talk about tonight?
Follow up from last week. House of the Dragon, a new episode came out.
Yeah, dude. It was so sick.
It's
too.
freaking crazy.
I think it was the most emotional one yet.
Yeah. There were just long scenes of filled to the brim with emotion.
Yeah, it was amazing. Honestly, this is the exact kind of TV you want. This is it just feels so good to watch a really good show,
No, definitely.
Because you go through a lot of stinkers these days. So when you get one that's this good and you're looking forward to it, my heart was thumping during that scene with where the throne, the driftwood throne, is being contested.
Yeah.
There were moments, in that. I mean, I don't want to spoil it. Should we spoil anything?
Maybe some just light
Some
spoiling.
light spoilers. Well, let's just say things get a little crazy in the throne room. Let's just leave it at that.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was sweet, dude. Yeah, I enjoyed it. What other shows were we watching? We're watching the new
We watched that weird show.
Peacock, or is it Peacock Original?
No.
What is it on?
I think it's on HBO Max.
No, it's on one of the weird ones.
Hulu?
No, it's not. It's on one of the weird ones.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's Peacock. What's it called?
Friend of the Family.
Oh yeah.
We've been absolutely desperate for content to watch at night. When House of the Dragon isn't on. House of the Dragon's on Sundays. So every other day of the week, we're scrounging for content. We have absolutely
Except for
nothing.
today, Tuesday, we got to record the podcast.
Yeah.
So on Tuesday we don't have to worry about finding a show.
Yeah.
And some days we just don't find a show and we just end up talking or something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
or scrolling on TikTok together.
Yeah, we just basically hang out. But
Yeah.
we'd like to have a TV show, right?
Mhm.
I mean, at least a little something to keep us warm at night.
There's this show called Friend of the Family, and the main character, or the main villain, was one of the guys on The White Lotus.
Yeah, the rich douchebag husband
Yeah.
on the White Lotus.
Yeah. So we recognized him from that. So we were ooh, let's see what he's up to. And it's kind of a good show, but it's also just ridiculous. I the whole it's based on a true story. This girl who was this Mormon girl in the 70s, and her family, and this dude, the father from another family, in their church. He's young. He's kind of a younger dad, and he has 4 kids, and their kind of families start hanging out, and then but the dad from this other family just has this chokehold on every member of the family, basically.
Yeah, he somehow ensnared himself in each of their lives to a degree where he each has individual relationships with each one of them. It's how much do we need to see this guy?
Yeah,
It's so weird.
Yeah, and
he's always over
doing really creepy things.
He starts taking the kids to school every day, and he asks them who they love the most and shit, weird shit.
Yeah.
He's such an asshole.
Yeah, but apparently it's based on a true story, and this girl was she's the daughter of one of the daughters in the other family, and she gets kidnapped by him. He kidnaps her.
Yeah.
And then
He drugs her
Yeah.
and ties her up like with chains.
And he somehow like does this weird like psychological like mind game with her where he like basically like this only works because they're like Mormon, right? Like and like they already believe in like this like
Yeah, I think they're
crazy
already pretty susceptible to
stuff.
bullshit. So that when you introduce new bullshit
And
to
plus
them,
she's also like 12 years old and like 12-year-olds are just kind of like susceptible to
I
bullshit.
guess. I mean, I just feel like this girl's like too old to like fall for this shit. But you know, like I guess back in the 70s, people were more naive.
Yeah. Yeah, she didn't have the internet or anything like that. But yeah, he like tells her, so he kidnaps her, and like it's just so weird because it's like for like a long ass time, like the parents like didn't report it. Like they were just like giving this guy like he said he was gonna take her to like a piano lesson because he's like just so involved in their family. Or like actually he was gonna take her to go ride horses like after a piano lesson or
And like the
something.
dad already told him that he couldn't do it.
Yeah,
And he like
like
called and finagled his way with the mom, like went behind his back.
yeah.
And then got her to agree to let her daughter go. And then that's like the night he took her. And then the whole time they're looking for her, this dude's wife is like over with them being like, no, don't call the police just yet. Like it's probably a flat tire. And it's like this wife is obviously like in on it or some shit. Like she's like trying to cover for his ass. And then like, it just gets so like ridiculous. I mean, I don't want to spoil the entire show, but basically like, I hear Luna. She's
Me
like,
too.
she's walking around upstairs. She's in her bedroom, but we thought she was asleep. But yeah, he basically like wires up like some device speaker, and I don't even know how he did this in the 70s, but he's like perfectly pre-recorded it to like say all this shit to her like in an alien voice,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like pulling some like Scientology shit on her and telling her that him and her are the chosen ones, and it's fucking psycho.
Yeah, like like and then he like invented these like fake like gods basically. He was like
Yeah.
we are god, we're like Zeta and Zethra or something like that. And we are like the god of this other planet and like you have to like do what we say or like all of the people on our planet are going to die cuz Mormons believe that when you die you get your own planet. You're like God now to a planet.
Right.
So
That's
like,
fucking stupid. Out of all the religious stuff that I've heard, doesn't that one take the cake? You're gonna get your own planet, motherfucker. And people believe it.
yeah, like they're like really like the, I honestly feel like that is like the kind of most appealing, like narcissistic
Yeah, it's got
kind
like
of
hella
like
narcissistic vibes. Like who wants to be like sovereign of an entire planet? That
like
sounds like just like a lot of
afterlife,
responsibility.
like afterlife belief or whatever. Because like yeah, Christians just believe you're gonna go to heaven and it's just gonna be perfect and you'll just like worship Jesus all the time and like be with all your dead loved ones who are also believers. But yeah, it's crazy that. And then yeah,
Yeah,
like
that makes way more sense.
Muslims you like get like 70 virgins or something like that.
Sweeten the deal a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all that first stuff you said plus the 70 virgins.
Oh.
Right? I mean, it's
Yeah.
a no-brainer at this point.
Yeah, right.
Which one to go with? Even if you don't fuck them, you can just use them for like help, like
well, it's like you probably don't have to do anything but just like you can spend all day just like fucking your like 70 virgins or
but then
whatever.
like at eternity, that 77 is gonna go and you're gonna fuck them all and then that's it. Like,
yeah.
I mean, you want to space it out a little bit, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
most likely. And like, where do those virgins come from? They like virgins who died, or
No, they're just like they're waiting in heaven or like is it paradise? Is that what Muslims call?
I don't know. Just like once you start asking questions, it's like you're kind of poking holes in a lot of the logic. There's not a lot of backstory set up for.
But that's only for men. Like women just go to heaven and get to hang out with their husbands.
But like, so if you die and you're married, you don't get the virgins.
if you are a woman. If you're a man, you get the 70 virgins.
Even if you're married?
Yeah.
Oh, weird. Well, yeah, I mean that one's pretty off the wall too.
I think so. But like to literally be like you're like just like God. Like God of like a whole
Make a
planet.
religion where like when you die you get like a big bucket of gold. It's just like you get the virgins, you get to hang out with your friends, all that other stuff, but also just a big old pot of like Lucky Charms gold, like the one you kind of put under a rainbow and have a leprechaun guard or some shit. And then you can use the gold coins to buy shit in heaven. Whoopee, dude. That sounds awesome.
Mhm.
It's
Oh
so
yeah,
stupid,
so
dude.
like so yeah, he's like manipulating and like fucking this like or like fucking her brain, this like 12-year-old girl. I don't know
Yeah.
if they've like
We don't know if they've actually fucked yet.
cuz yeah, the kind of like Zeta Zethra thing it's to me it sounds like he's setting it up to like, be like, "Oh, we have to do this like
Yeah.
ritual."
It's obviously like a thing to like trick her into having sex with him.
Yeah, exactly.
So fucking bizarre. It's like such a mind game.
Uh-huh.
I really want to read how it actually went down with the real person. Because I'm like, this is crazy. But like read up on it. But I don't want to like spoil the show for myself either. So I'm gonna wait to like read about the actual events.
Yeah, I wonder
And,
if
like,
there's a new episode.
What was interpreted.
It's just like so frustrating to watch because
Yeah.
like I just like we're literally the entire time we're like why do these parents just have like zero boundaries with this guy? Like
it couldn't have just been like a 70s thing.
Like, they're both like literally in love with him.
Yeah.
Like both the
They
parents.
let him get away with anything.
Yeah.
It's so weird because like yeah, it could just be like this straightforward kind of thriller where he abducts a kid and the parents are just kind of these like regular parent characters. But yeah, to have them personally be so involved with him in like sexual ways is like such an added like eerie like creepy element to the entire situation.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how much of that is real? Like, did they just make that shit up, or like did that really happen? Like that, I don't know. That's pretty fucking crazy. Yeah, this guy's just so like charismatic.
Like
apparently.
it's just like it's so crazy. But yeah, I guess like the woman, because like it's based on a real story, and this girl is now like a grown woman, and she like says something like in like the real girl, like
she starts
her
off the
name's
show
like Jan. Like Jan was like at the very beginning of the show,
I
like
think she
before
was sitting
he
in front of like
started.
the sets from like the show.
Yeah, something like that.
I think in the background there was like the living room set of their like house.
Yeah.
Or some shit.
Yeah, and she was like, like this might seem crazy to you, but this was like a different time. So I guess like it was just like because it was in the 70s. Like
Right.
but they're like detectives and stuff are like weirded out. And like they like don't just think like, oh, it's just some like innocent, oh, he just has like he's manic. Like they kept saying he's like bipolar or something, and like he would, when he's like in his manic state, he's crazy, and like they were kind of like, they weren't even really like that. They were kind of like, oh, like no, this guy's like a pedophile, like kidnapper, like the detectives, like I feel like other people, like his wife was like making excuses. They're like, oh, like he just gets in these like manic episodes.
He's in one of his moods.
Yeah.
It's like, are you kidding me, dude? Yeah, it's like this like cult of personality type situation where their like reality is like being distorted because like everyone around them, except for the FBI agents. Yeah, the FBI agents are like want him to go down.
Yeah, they're like kind of far removed from like the situation. Like it's just like, I guess like when you're just like in like so entrenched in this like weird like cult of this guy.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to like see like
everyone's
things that
in it.
Yeah.
And like the dad's like a real pushover, and he won't like stand up for himself and stuff for this guy.
He's like literally like a cuck, like the biggest cuck like you've ever seen.
He's just really bad at like standing up for himself. Like he never takes charge. He just like kind of like acts frustrated but doesn't take action.
And so is his wife. Like the guy's like wife.
His wife is like crazy too.
Like she is like the biggest cuck ever. Like they're like, it's like literally crazy. Like
Yeah, it was a good show. It really took a lot out of us to start the show because we were looking for stuff, and Hulu was dry, Netflix was obviously dry, so
Obviously.
we started tapping the the more remote sectors of the streaming networks and come across Peacock.
Is it on
It's on
Peacock?
Peacock. It's a
That's
Peacock
crazy.
original. Probably their like flagship show. I mean, what else do they have? iCarly? I don't even know. They got the Halloween movies. Halloween Ends is coming out October 14th. The new Michael Myers film. So that'll be a treat. Peacock's, making their way up the rungs of entertainment. What's your favorite streaming service?
I guess like HBO Max.
I know.
They have the best stuff.
You're right. They recently took off Harry Potter, though. That was a huge blow.
Damn.
That went over to Peacock, I believe.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Did I talk about this?
I feel like we talked about that show for so long.
Which one?
A friend.
Friend of the family?
Yeah.
No. We've only been talking for like 15 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're good.
'Cause like, oh yeah, are we just like not doing spoilers for House of the Dragon?
Well, you can do like light spoilers.
Are we gonna have like another?
We'll do a
should-
2-week spoiler hold. Okay, so we can talk about the stuff that happened last week on the show today if we want, but not
the
this
most
week.
recent.
Yeah, give people 1 week to catch up.
Maybe we should just like wait to give spoilers until like the show is like done, and then we can give like a really like spoiler.
We can go in depth. Yeah. We can break it down episode by episode. That would be cool. That could definitely eat up a few hours. I want to say that the Harry Potter films are all on Peacock, but I could be wrong. So I'm just gonna double check.
Wait, you have your phone? Can you check your phone right now?
Yeah, here they are.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter, a boy who lived. You gotta find River on the Ring app. That's Harry Potter, that is. Yeah, he looks good.
Okay.
They posted all these movies on TikTok, or Peacock, and they're all in the like wrong aspect ratio, and they're all the TV edits of the films. So they like fade out, and
yeah.
the music fades out to black every once in a while, like
That's
for a
so
commercial
annoying.
break.
I hate that. Yeah.
And they cut off parts of the image because it's cropped to fit the fuller frame aspect ratio, and then there's like added scenes and like deleted scenes that from the original cut. So it's bizarre, but I think the fading to black is the most annoying part.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's like lame, but Peacock. You think if you could go like 4-5 years from now, like who do you think's gonna be on top? Who's gonna have market dominance? Disney Plus, Netflix, Hulu, Prime, Peacock, or Tubi?
That's not real.
That is real. That's what I'm watching. Look,
Tubi?
look, Lego Masters Australia, only on Tubi.
Tubi?
Yeah,
Is it like an Australian one?
possibly. We could look it up. There's also Crackle.
I've never heard of that. Netflix is definitely not going to be on top. Netflix had its time in the sun. It's like over.
They're done. That's so funny, babe. You say that.
Do you agree or do you disagree?
They just have like a lot of content that's like shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like they're flooding, and I think HBO Max removed a ton of content recently. I just want to read about the company Tubi. I'm not trying to go to the website. It's an over-the-top content platform. What does that mean? An ad-supporting streaming service owned by the Fox Corporation. Oh, it's based in Los Angeles. Okay, I thought it'd be some sort of weird Australian thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just another streamer.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just like it's stressing me out. All these streamers you gotta like pay for or keep track of for all these various shows. Like so much shit is being made, and like Netflix should honestly delete like 90% of their library. Just really whittle it down to the best stuff. Like sell off everything else. I think HBO Max did this recently. Like they removed a bunch of shit from their platform. and people were pissed. Like they took off a ton of animation, but it might be time for a fucking clean slate. That's all I'm saying. You know, every once in a while, a raging fire is necessary to cleanse the environment and restore balance. I think Ra's al Ghul once said that to Bruce Wayne, something along those lines. When a civilization grows too decadent, a raging fire is inevitable. You know, some shit like that.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I think that's the situation we're at with Netflix, and I think it's gonna have to burn in order to be reborn. But like, who do you think has the most like prestige?
I don't know, babe.
The CriterionCollection.com. You can stream the classics. Speaking of classics, we could start watching The Real Housewives of Potomac. Potomac? What is that? Do you know where that is?
No,
they
I
should do
don't.
one for St. Louis.
The Real Housewives of St. Louis. I'm on
Yeah.
that show.
Yeah, you should be on it. Potomac, Maryland. Maryland. I like always forget Maryland's a state. Sorry guys. Give me 1 second here. Practice this.
Potomac.
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 Potomac. Cool. Sorry if you're from there and I fucked up the name. It's my bad. I had never heard of that place before. I've barely heard of Maryland. So, if Maryland can get a fucking show, I'm sure St. Louis can get a show. That looks bad. Beast with Idris Elba. It's only on Peacock. That looks pretty good. I like the crack window behind him. That looks good. Yeah, A Friend of the Family. Let's see if there's more episodes.
It's so like bizarre.
No, it's all we've seen all 4 that are out right now.
No.
I don't even know when it comes out. Maybe it says. Yeah, new episodes Thursdays.
Wow.
Cool. We got something to look forward to. And it's just like it's not a great show.
No, it's not. It's just like something to watch. And
Some
it's
bait.
like so like it's just like hilarious. Like this is like so mean, but they made like the dad from like the other family because like not the psycho guy. Like the psycho guy is like this like handsome like young like dad.
Yeah.
He's like probably in his like 30s or like late 30s or something. And then they like made like the dad from the other family like just like so like like ugly looking like in comparison.
He's hideous, dude.
And it's like it's like they and yeah, Forrest is showing me pictures of what this guy looks like normally.
It's Colin Hanks.
And he
it's
looks
Tom Hanks' son.
He looks like not that bad. Like
He's
I don't
a fine looking man.
I don't
he looks
know-
totally normal and good.
I don't know why they like went like so out of their way to make him look like horrible in the show.
He's cute. Yeah, I don't know why what they did is they like shaved his head so he's like balding horribly. And that's pretty much it. I mean, once you like do that to somebody,
And they also
They
like
look
dyed
terrible.
his hair like blonde.
I guess they dyed him blonde. Yeah, I don't know. He looks terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's wearing these like he's just like a dorky dad, you know, like a really dorky dad.
Yeah.
And yeah, his wife isn't like attracted to him. He doesn't really show much interest like in the bedroom. Like they just have a strained like kind of like, you know, there's not much like passion in their marriage,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah, they're both like Mormon. And yeah, they didn't even know like how to like go down on each other or like that oral sex was even like a thing.
If you just cover up the top of his forehead, like you'll see he's attractive. Like he's not a bad looking guy. Hold on.
No, I believe you. Like I saw that picture of him.
Right.
Like, not in the show, like just normal. They gave him these big glasses. I guess they did this to kind of like contrast him with like this other guy, but it's just kind of like I don't know, they just took it too far. It's like comical to me, like when we're watching it.
Yeah. No, that's like I think that's exactly what they're trying to do. They're like, you know, that's another you know, bow in their quiver. What
Yeah.
the fuck did I just say? Fucking arrow in their quiver.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think you should put the bow in there. Calvin Hanks is good in it. So is Anna Paquin. Everybody's really good.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's gonna be like a time jump.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it looks like they're gonna do they're gonna pull House of the Dragon, update some of the kids.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this fool's been getting away with this shit for too long.
Yeah,
Obviously.
I'm just like, and apparently like this happened several times.
Yeah.
Like she got like that's honestly
she was abducted
why
several times by the same guy.
I'm so curious about like watching it and like why I want to watch it because I'm like just like so like, well, how is he gonna get out of this?
He's gonna smooth talk his way out of it.
Like, because like the freaking like FBI is involved, like police are involved now, like everyone knows about
Yeah.
it. Like they had like they're like the school that the kids go to had like an assembly about it. Like everyone thinks this is like weird, like, you know what I mean? Like no one thinks
Yeah.
this is just normal other than like her parents.
He's like prepping her. The FBI agent's like prepping the wife for like the trial. And he's like, can you like try to sound like you don't like him, like when you talk?
Yeah, and like she like literally can't, and she like makes makes excuses for him, like literally on, like in court.
It's so dude. It's so fucking. It's such
Yeah,
great.
she's like obsessed with him. Like everyone is just like obsessed with him.
I like the kind of 1970s aesthetic.
Yeah,
That's
me
a
too.
big reason I wanted to watch the show, because like when we were searching, it's like you simultaneously want, you know, a good show, but you're also not really willing to try new things out.
Yeah.
So it's like trying
Oh,
a
yeah.
completely new show out from scratch. You're just like, I'm really like, is this a big suck of my time, or is this gonna pay off? You know,
Like a few weeks ago, we tried to watch like what was like the murders in the building.
see, that was like a tough night.
And yeah, we were like scrounging like the bottom of the barrel for a show, and like we were like, oh, like okay, like let's watch this.
This has to be something we both want to watch. You know,
Yeah.
like it's not just like one person deciding on a show. It's like two people deciding on a show.
Yeah.
So it's like extra
Yeah.
the amount of work,
Uh-huh.
because we both have to kind of both want to watch something we agree on.
Yeah. And like we started like Only Murderers in the Building, and we like turned it off like 15 minutes
Oh
in.
yeah, I'm gonna give
I
Mason
made
a
the
piece of my
call.
mind.
I was like, babe, like I literally like I know like we were like desperate for something to watch, but like I literally like can't like waste any more of my life like watching this. Like my time is
We were only like
is
20 minutes in.
precious, okay? I'm not gonna I just absolutely throw it away by watching
Dude,
this
I
show.
hate old people so much. That's the
It
problem
was
with the
so
show.
bad.
There's two olds and a young.
It's like this one old man, and then there's like another old gay man, right?
Old white man and another old white man.
Yeah. And then Selena Gomez.
And for Selena Gomez, for some reason, is there.
And like I just don't. I'm like we were both like just like making fun of like New Yorkers. Like we were like we just hate like
we
New
hate New Yorkers so much.
Like, and then like it's so like New York. Like
Yeah.
these people are like like extremely proud to be like
They
living
suck.
in New York.
Yeah, they're like the stereotypical New Yorkers that probably don't even actually exist. Like I hate
Yeah.
these types of characters in movies. Like I've only been to New York like a handful of times, so like I really can't even speak to
I've like never even
the
been
reality.
to New York, but just like the vibe, like
Yeah. Exactly. Like, and it's like you're a fucking douchebag. And they're all into this like true crime podcast, and it's like this is going nowhere.
and it's like they're all at some like restaurant or like bar, and like they all recognize each other because they all live in the same like hotel. I mean, why I say hotel? Apartment building.
Yeah.
They all live in the same apartment building, and so like they recognize each other at this like bar restaurant, and then they all kind of like realize at the same time that they're all listening to the same like true crime podcast, and they like all sit down together and like fangirl over this podcast and like try to solve the mystery or like
Which is kind of a cool concept. Like that's like a concept that could work.
yeah.
But it's just like you have to watch like old people like deliver these lines.
And it's just kind of like, yeah, it was weird. I didn't like it.
It's just like these. It was like dry.
Really dry.
Yeah.
The jokes were bad. Like it was kind of trying to be funny at some points.
Yeah, it was trying to be like cute, I guess. I don't really know what the
Yeah.
tone was. I'm usually more like, let's just finish the episode. Let's like finish it out and see what it's got. But you were just like, no,
No, it was so
I've had
like
enough.
I will usually like just watch something, like finish it, even if like I don't think it's great.
Yeah.
But this, I was just like, no, like,
Mason recommended that too.
wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. He won't stop talking about it.
Why does he like it so much?
I mean, Mason's recommended me good stuff before, but
Yeah,
Mason,
yeah.
I guess he kind of likes things on the slower side. I don't know. I'm maybe more of a fast paced,
hmm
but I don't know.
I think Mason and Mackenzie recommended like the Righteous Gemstones to us,
Possibly.
and that was a really, really good one. That was like one of my favorite shows ever.
And they recommended Outlander to us.
Oh yeah,
And that was good until it got into like the second season. It was
I
dope
think we
for like
we
one
watched
season.
like 3 seasons.
We did?
right?
Did we watch
We
3?
watched kind of a lot of it.
Okay. I guess so. Yeah, I forget, with how long seasons are. But it was really good until like it got boring. And yeah, we just kind of like lost that spark. These like some of these shows drag on for 10 years. And there's a lot of catching up to do. And
Yeah.
at a certain point, it starts to feel like work.
Yeah, I know, for real. That's kind of how I started to feel about Outlander.
Yeah. And the kind of plot started to become predictable,
It's
too.
like, yeah, Outlander is just like the same thing, basically. Like, it's constantly just like, like, Claire, like, don't do that. You're not in like modern times. You're in like the 1800s or whatever. And, like, in an unknown land. And then she's always just like, you're not going to tell me what to do. Like, I'm a strong, independent woman. And she
Yeah.
like goes off and like does.
Or like something will happen, like she'll agree to like whatever Jamie tells her, but then someone will be in trouble or she has to leave for some reason. And then, she does. And then she gets captured by the British. And then Jamie has to rescue her. And then he'll bring her back. And then he'll get captured by the British.
Yeah,
and
it
then
would
she'll have
just
to
be a
rescue
constant
him.
cycle of like, telling Claire not to do something, Claire doing it, Jamie coming to rescue her, and then that was like basically it for like
And then they go to France.
50 episodes.
And you're like, oh, I know what's going to happen. There's going to be some Frenchman who's like pissed at Jamie for some reason. Like they're going to have some sort of Frenchman be mad at them. And then they introduce the French villain character. And he's like, you've sunk my boats or whatever. And like, it's like, I don't know if I want to, keep doing this, especially in France. Like, come on.
It's just such like it's like such a contrast to a show like House of the Dragon, where like every single scene is just like packed, absolutely packed with like plot. Like every single scene like moves the story along and like tells you something about the characters, like something new that you like didn't know. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's just such a good show. It's so
Yeah, it really
entertaining.
shines the light on all the horse shit that we've tried to watch in the past and says like, this is not okay. It makes a stand for good television.
It does.
And I appreciate that. I saw some detractors trying to like say the show is like losing its touch or whatever. And it's like, what are you talking about, dude?
That was like when did it lose its touch?
Like, oh, this episode really,
Which episode?
Then it's like every time there's a new episode, it's like, oh, well, like, yeah, they might have started out strong, but like this episode, it's like they just want it. Some people just like want to watch the world burn, like they just want to see it fail just so they can like shit all over it. It's like, it's a good show, just take the show. You don't have to have a snotty opinion about it.
I remember, like, I feel like at the end of episode, like, 3 or 4, like, we were just like, how can it build up anymore? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, and it does.
It's masterfully.
Like, we were like, how can it be, like, any juicier than it is? Like, it's only, like, episode, like, 3 or 4 or whatever.
Yeah.
And it somehow does get juicier and juicier and juicier. Like, there's, like, no lack of, like, juice in the show.
Yeah, just when you think they're all out, like, or they're going to be all out soon, they add like another beat in there and start squeezing away.
The show like lives in my head rent free.
Yeah.
I think about it.
I think about it every day too. Maybe not as much as you. You think about it a lot.
Yeah, I'm like, because I have like a lot. I get like a bunch of Instagram posts about it now.
Oh yeah.
Because like I liked some. And like I get TikToks about it because like the TikTok knows your like algorithm.
if Matt Smith came to the door and his pants were around his legs, like his ankles,
Uh-huh.
and he had his cock out, like what would you
Oh
do?
my god. Like just at my like front door.
Yeah, like dressed in character as Damon.
Um, that's a hard question. I don't know exactly what I would do.
It's interesting how you phrase that.
Yeah, it's a hard question.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say you know, it would definitely be like tough for me, but I think you got to take those wins when like I'd feel bad about it,
You'd feel bad about what?
like if Damon came over and fucked you really hard.
Well, I only if you're like into it.
I don't know. I mean, like I want you to have a good time though. I don't want him to. That's like a once in a lifetime chance.
Why?
He's not gonna come over again and do it. Like this is a one time thing.
You wouldn't like join? It couldn't be like a threesome situation.
I mean, I might have to work.
What?
I gotta make videos.
What?
Who's gonna make these like Lego videos? Edbound? No, I gotta make them.
So
it's Lego Batman.
You can't
Let's
take
go.
like some time out of your day for this like once in a lifetime thing.
I mean, it's not really like I don't know. Like, I guess so. Sure.
What?
Sure.
That's good. Okay.
You had to talk me into it.
Okay, thanks, babe. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that's probably not as likely to happen as you might think it is, though.
What?
Like that probably won't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So don't get your hopes up too much.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I really had my hopes up that was
maybe for Christmas if you're good.
For Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay.
How much do you think it would cost to get Matt Smith down here?
That's weird. I wouldn't actually like want like Matt Smith to know that I have a crush on him. Like if I ever were to meet him, that's like really embarrassing.
No, he doesn't have to know anything. You give him the money and he shows up and does what you need him to do.
Oh my god.
He's an actor,
Well, he would know just by like the nature of the situation.
I'm sure he takes these kinds of requests all the time. Like this is like old hat for him.
So you think Matt Smith like prostitutes himself out?
Like yeah, I think he like probably goes around and like cucks guys, in front of their wives, like for money.
Oh,
it's like a nice little side hustle for him.
Yeah.
Plus he gets some pussy on the side. Win-win.
Yeah. I think
he gives a discount if you're hot.
I think he was dating like Lily James.
Yeah.
For like a really long time. So.
Who's that?
She was like Cinderella in like the Cinderella live action.
Right. Yeah. Why isn't she in more stuff?
And she was in Baby Driver.
Yeah. Right. Why is she like her and Matt Smith? They don't really appear in a lot of stuff.
They just like do really good things. Like they like really like take their time.
Yeah. They really choose their roles. Like they got other shit to do.
Uh-huh.
Right? They're not just acting 24/7 like Samuel L. Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a lot of these actors, like especially like the older ones who kind of like, their star has like faded over the years. Like your John Cusacks or, I'm not going to say Samuel L. Jackson because he's still good, but he's just known to make a lot of stinkers. Like he'll just take anything, like, as long as there's a paycheck in it for him. So like he'll get his like, minivan that he has. It's like a double-decker 2-story minivan. And he'll like drive it from film set to film set and just like, shoot this movie 3 months, maybe less if it's a shit movie. Cash that, get paid, 70% of the budget of the film and make his way to the next film set. And it's just like, who am I playing? Like,
Yeah.
All right, yeah, here's the script. Like, go. Like he's literally just Samuel L. Jackson, like in any of these movies. Or there's other actors like that. I don't want to pull up an entire list of these like aging actors, but every once in a while they'll still be like, in good stuff too, like actual studio films, like Nicolas Cage and actors of that caliber. But yeah, I think Matt Smith, he kind of prefers to take it easy. He's probably got like a nice pool that he like in
British
his
people,
house,
like Europeans,
like outside.
like do just take it easy.
Yeah, he probably just like sits like, sunbathing like with like a drink and like a newspaper and
A newspaper.
yeah,
What year do you think we live in?
you know, I like to I think that Matt Smith kind of exists like
In his own,
in his own
like,
like time sphere. Yeah, he's the Doctor,
true,
so
true.
I kind of think of him as like multi time versal in that sense.
Uh-huh.
Um, yeah, he's killing it. I think everybody's killing it on the show.
No, they seriously all are.
Congrats.
Everyone.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
it's such a good show.
Freaking, um, like Patty Constantine did such a good job
Oh yeah, he's excellent.
in that last episode. Emotional.
Yeah. If Patty came over, what would you want
No.
to take his Patty?
No.
Why not?
He's not my type.
But Matt Smith?
Yeah, Matt Smith is my type. Is Matt Smith your type? Forrest
Yeah.
met Matt Smith.
Yeah, he's awesome.
That's exciting.
I mean, what can you like? Yeah, like there's nothing not to like, He's awesome. Like the way he did that battle,
Yeah.
like where he just like he literally like knew like this was his time to like prove himself. Like he was not gonna get another chance, and he just like ran into that
Who
battle.
do you think is like the hottest like woman in House of the Dragon?
Like Rhaenyra when she's younger,
Not anymore.
but she's not.
Not the new one.
She's not as attractive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's okay. That's not the main reason I'm watching this show.
Yeah.
Whereas if we lost the actress who played Rhaenyra and Matt Smith in the time jump, I would have been like, no, no.
Yeah. I know. I felt like Matt Smith and like the first Rhaenyra had like really good like chemistry.
Yeah, they definitely did. In like interviews and stuff too, like they seem like they actually,
Maybe they actually fought
are fucking.
in real life.
It's awesome. Yeah. But the new Rhaenyra, she's not bad either,
They did it is a really
acting
they
wise.
did, they did a really good job like recasting.
Yeah.
And I was skeptical of the recast, but it was actually like a good decision.
I feel like it's like a fresh idea. I haven't seen this like in TV shows. Like, I'm sure there's examples where they did a time jump that I can't think of right now, but it just seems fresh. The idea of like every couple episodes like advancing in a few years, especially in kind of this like long drawn out, hierarchical narrative about kings and the structures of the kingdom and like the politics. It's an interesting like concept to see how the characters, they start out kind of more arrogant or start out more dumb, and then as they age they get smarter and more restrained and thoughtful, and I feel like they've done a good job of kind of like showing like these people like really change and age throughout the years. It's just a really smart show. It's really cool. Poor Patty, man. Yeah, he really went out like
That was so emotional.
I know. Yeah, he's got like old age makeup on. Like he just gets worse and worse every episode. And this was like, oh my god, he went full like
I've
fucking
like never seen like
Mask of the Phantasm on us.
Yeah. I feel like I've like never seen a character like that old like in a show.
No, he was decrepit. And apparently he's only like 50 something. Like that's
Wow.
what George R.R. Martin said.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's like maybe he's a little bit older in the show. Like I think that was how old he was in the books. But he wasn't actually that old. He was just really sick and decrepit and fucked up for like decades. So like this disease he had really just like slowly took him out. It's brutal to watch. It's so real because like that happens to like some people. Like they just have some fucked up disease that just like it won't kill them right away, but it'll just like eat away at your health until you're a fucking walking corpse. You're like a zombie. And that was like the hardest part, is like knowing that he's been like suffering with this for so long. And you know, he's really taking it like a champ, you know, like he's a real like just like earnest, like good dude. So this is like the kind of dude you don't want this shit to happen to.
I know. I know. I know.
It's so funny. Yeah, he was great. He was awesome. Yeah, I think next week it's just going to be a total bloodbath. So
Yeah.
we got to prepare ourselves, because I think we're going to lose a lot of the kids. I think a lot of the kids are going to get iced.
There's so many like young people.
There's so many kids. Like, and like Rhaenyra really didn't do herself any favors by having all these bastard children.
Uh-huh.
She really complicated the entire situation, even more so than it already was. The whole situation's a giant powder keg. It's just the king dying. Like once that happens, it's just, you know, it's going to be a fucking shit show. So I'm looking forward to that. It's really all been building up to this moment. So I feel like in the next episode, a lot of shit's going to happen really fast.
Yeah, it's been like the thing, like ever since the very first episode, like, oh, like, you know, when the king dies, like shit's gonna hit the fan, and like he just died. So it's like,
Spoilers.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
It's okay.
Well, this has been like really spoilery, right?
It's fine. They should have watched it by now.
We were like, we're gonna wait like a couple more podcasts.
But we all know the king's gonna die anyway. Like that's not that big of a spoiler. It's just a matter of when. So yeah, the last 2 episodes are gonna be just the absolute worst in terms of, you know, violence and shit like that. So it's gonna get pretty crazy. But yeah, just gonna post up this new bait buffet episode to the community tab on my main channel, just so people, you know, get a load of the new bait. Get a load of this new bait. All right, cool. So yeah, just trying to bring that podcast back into relevance. I don't want to completely forget about it. You know, it's just like Mason had his kid recently, and I had my kid like right before that. So there's been like these huge like breaks in the bait buffet, but we were doing pretty well before that. Like we didn't miss a week for like a hell of a long time. We had a good track record.
It's so cool that everyone had a baby.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
River and Iris.
Yeah, River and Iris are even closer in age than you know,
Luna and Adeline.
Luna and Adeline.
Yeah. Yeah,
I feel like you know, as long as we tell our kids, like, you know, the Howertons are crazy. Like don't listen to them, you know. Don't listen, they're insane. Especially Mason. He's a fucking maniac. Then, you know, we can send them over there to hang out as they get older, if they want, if they become closer. I don't know if they're going to be like close friends or if they're just going to like know each other peripherally through us. But I imagine they'll be close friends.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
They're like Luna and Adeline are, like I feel like Adeline's Luna's like first friend.
My mom used to like talk all sorts of shit about the other homeschool moms to me. Like, all the time. So I always knew all the drama. So like that's what I want. I want my kids to know the drama with Mason and how he's a fucking asshole.
Oh my god.
And then they can go over there. I just, you know, I gotta give them a heads up, because Mason's a fucking crazy person. But yeah, it'd be cute if they could have like sleepovers or whatever.
That'd be so cute.
Yeah.
River's the only boy right now.
Yeah, Mason's gotta have a boy.
What if he doesn't? What if they have
all girls? Yeah, I don't know. We're definitely gonna get them some friends though. We're gonna like sign up for the homeschool families
Mm-hmm.
park days. I'm like excited to make friends with people who have kids.
Yeah.
I feel like that'll come as they get older. I feel like we've come close a few times, like at like the mall or and shit.
Yeah, it's
Every
just
once
like
in a while, or at the park.
it's really just like a matter of like having the courage to like ask for like the other mom's like
It's
number.
kind of like dating a little bit.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
But like your kids kind of like make the connection like for you.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's like neither like I or the other mom like come, approach the other to to ask for like,
Yeah.
numbers. But and
Right.
like that's really like the main thing. Is just being like, hey, like, do you want to get the kids together? Because like, yeah, like one time we were at the mall and like Luna and this little boy who was like the same age were just being so cute and like playing and like hugging
Yeah.
each other and stuff.
Yeah. It's
And
beautiful.
I really like regret like not because his mom was like right there the whole time. I could have just been like, is that weird to like ask her for her number to like
Well,
hang out
it
with her?
it might not be, and it might totally be. It really depends on the person.
Because like I would appreciate if someone like if another mom
Yeah.
like came up to me and kind of like broke the ice
I
like,
mean,
for us.
We had someone come up to us at Target the other day, and they were like, "Hey, can I get your number or whatever?"
But that was like a grown woman. A grown woman asked for us for our number right in front of me
She was like,
with our two kids.
she was just like really friendly. She was like a little bit older, and she's it wasn't like a sexual thing.
She also like looked at my like stared like at my boobs like really intensely and was like, "Are you breastfeeding?" And I was like, "Yeah, I am."
She probably had a switch up in her medications or something.
But she said like, "Oh, I just formula fed mine." So she has kids. She's like a mother.
She might just be like mildly autistic or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, she was nice. Yeah, but I'm not gonna give her my number.
Yeah, she was fine. But it was just crazy like she was like,
So I mean, the worst thing that can happen, it's the same with dating too, is like they say no, and then your feelings are hurt a little bit.
yeah.
But
I just feel like this is completely different than this like random woman asking you for your number, because this is like I'm not just asking this random girl for her number because I want to hang out with her.
yeah,
It's like our kids are getting along.
yeah.
Our kids are playing.
Did you talk to her at all?
No,
You
not
didn't say
really.
anything. I feel like if you had like a good conversation, someone like for a couple minutes, and then maybe you could ask that. But I don't know if you just walk up and ask that.
Yeah, I don't really know how it works because like, yeah, we have like.
But you totally could if you got the idea and you felt the vibe was good. Like there's no real harm in asking. They might think you're kind of a weirdo, but they'll just be like, oh no, like I don't get my number out to
What's
people.
the freaking etiquette to like make like friends with like the?
I think you should just like, I don't know, like try to start up a conversation.
Yeah.
It's like crazy, like I don't know, because a couple of moms have talked to us, but like it never like gets past like the first few lines of conversation.
Yeah.
This one mom was like, "Oh, I gotta go give him like his sugar so he passes out."
Oh yeah, that was so weird.
And I was like, "That's weird. That's a weird thing to say." She was like trying to be friendly, but yeah, it's like the people who talk to us, like sometimes I'm just like, I don't really want to talk to you. So yeah, we're like picky, I think. Like. Yeah, there's something, but yeah, it's really about the kids' connection too, So it's like if the kid has a really good connection, you're like, oh, that'd be cool if they could play again together. But yeah, that you don't really. I mean, I don't really want to just like walk up to a parent who's like doing their own thing or having their own conversation with their significant other and be like, hey, like, what's up? Like, I'm Forrest. You guys come here a lot.
Yeah.
It's like fucking awkward for me. Like old people do that to me sometimes, where they'll just strike up a conversation with me. I'm like, oh, like now I'm in the middle of a conversation. Like it totally throws me off, like whatever the fuck I'm doing.
I know, like it's like sometimes it's like old people that you like know and like see in passing and stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of just like, can we just like wave to each other? Like, you know what I mean? Because sometimes they'll talk to me and like it's like they just are like trying so hard to make conversation and like say just like anything.
Yeah.
And like it's almost like they don't even really want to talk to you, but they like feel like they have to.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the psychology is, but like people who talk too much kind of freak me out a little bit. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like things just kind of have to happen naturally. I've just been lucky, like my whole life I've had like a really large, strong group of friends through the homeschool group mostly, through Pokemon and stuff. So, if I ever wanted to hang out with anyone, I would just probably reach out to one of my friends who I already have. So I've never really needed to make new friends, and the ones that I have like happen pretty much through my work. So I don't know how you like. I think maybe it would be a good place to start, like being in like Facebook groups or like some sort of groups online that are about St. Louis, and then from there kind of like building relationships with individuals. Like I'm sure there's like St. Louis like homeschooling communities, like I know there are, like, message boards online, like on Facebook and stuff. So if you got in there and started like naturally making connections with someone, then when you meet up in real life, you'd have like names to faces, and you go from there. I think that would probably be where I would start, logically. I mean, it's just like logical. You have to put together like play dates. Like lots of moms need that too. So it's like everyone wants their kid to socialize. So like there's lots of moms out there who want the same thing as you. It's just about like finding them. But yeah, finding people like out in public while they're already doing shit just always kind of stresses me out, because like they're already doing their own thing. Like they have their own plan, and I don't really like want to throw off their vibe beyond like just saying a few nice things or just like a few words. Like I don't want to like get in their space and be like, can we hang out again? Like,
yeah, you're right. That's kind of weird now that I'm thinking about it.
But that's the thing though. Like there could be like, some chick who really wants that too, and maybe she thought you were really cool and she was looking at you, and your kid, and like you go over to her and ask that, and she'd be like, oh yeah, that sounds really cool. Like, so you know what I mean? Like it really like is just like how you feel like in the moment,
Yeah.
But if you wanted more of like a surefire way to like start making friends, I feel like kind of integrating yourself into the online community through Instagram and Facebook would probably be, your best bet.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we'll definitely be increasing that kind of like presence and stuff like once as the kids get older. Luna's still pretty small.
I know. She's gonna be 2 next month.
She's not big yet. She's pretty big, but she's not that big yet. Yeah, 2 next month, and 3 the year after that.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
she'll eventually be like 5.
Babe, shut up. Why?
I always do this to Alyssa. I always pull out the shit. I'm like, Luna's growing up.
Shut up.
I always do this to her. She's not as small as she used to be.
Babe, shut up. I know she's not as small as she used to be.
Just say like really obvious shit, but it's like really emotional. I'm gonna adjust your mic for you.
Thank you.
There you go. Right in the mic. Chris Splat. So, guys, thanks for listening to the Bait Buffet. If you'd like to write us, you can send an email to thebaitbuffetpod@gmail.com. That's
We haven't read any emails in like a long time.
Wait, hold on. We're not doing the Bait Buffet. We're doing Just for Clicks.
Yeah, Just for Clicks.
Reset that. Scratch that. Just for Clicks pod. That's just the number 4 clicks pod@gmail.com. We got a few emails in last week, but we didn't get to them today. So
we just talk about like shows and like.
Yeah, we just talk about shows and whatever, pretty much, whatever we feel like. But I like having a few emails in. I kind of want to get a stockpile going so we can kind of choose the best ones. But I haven't even opened the new ones yet. But if you guys would like to send in questions, concerns, insights, revelations, essays, biographies, bibliographies, whatever your heart desires, send it there, and we may read it on this podcast.
Maybe you guys should give us like shows to watch for when we're like dry. Like,
oh yeah,
tell us like a show that you were into, that just any show. Give us like a list of like your top 5 favorite shows.
That's a good idea, babe. Yeah, if you could comment below your top 5 favorite shows, and
then maybe like
we'll see which
we'll
one.
watch them.
We'll watch the one that's at the top voted, the top rated one, the top rated comment.
Okay.
We'll watch that show.
Yeah, because we need content to watch.
I
Cause
know.
like in between, and then soon like House of the Dragon's gonna be over, and like we're gonna be completely dry after that. I guess American Horror Story is coming out.
Oh yeah,
So
that
I
would be
guess we
good.
can watch that.
I bet Evan Peters will be an evil ice cream man.
Oh my god.
He's like poisoning the kids, and Sarah Paulson's his manager.
Is like Evan Peters still in American Horror Story?
I
The
don't know.
last season was like not very good.
It's not that good. Like it's not as
Damn
good
it.
as it used to be,
Damn
right?
it.
But maybe they'll come out with like the cool thing about the show is like every season's like it's a new situation, a new set of characters. So, this every season has like a new chance, a fresh start. So it could be good. And I need that spookiness for Halloween time. It's spook season, guys.
Yeah, spooky.